Alright guys, well I'm down at Holly Springs Tactical Gun Range today, located in Mooresboro, North Carolina, to do a first shots video of this 1917 Eddystone rifle. Now if you're not familiar with this rifle, I'll try to do it justice by explaining a little bit of the history, but I am no history expert and I'm no like World War I expert. I am just getting into this type of rifle category, the World War II and World War I rifles and pistols. I'm actually trying to kind of move my collection over towards this stuff because I love the history of it, and I really do like the mechanics and structure of a rifle like this that was actually constructed in 1917 and it still functions great today. I picked this one up on Gunbroker for a pretty decent deal, and this is actually sort of an infield action, or it is an infield action. It's a cock on close, and this is a derivative of the P14 rifle. So shortly before World War I believe the US was kind of getting over their 1903 A3s and they were considering different platforms. But then the war broke out and the British had actually developed this rifle as the P14 and 303. Again, no history expert. If you want to correct me, please leave those corrections in the comments below. Now this P14 rifle looked almost identical. It's kind of got this weird hump to it, a larger rear front sight that flips up, and everything about this looks, from what I can see, as the P14. And again, when the war broke out, I don't believe America could tool up quick enough to make the 03A3, the Springfields, but they could tool up to make the British gun, but they wanted to standardize the cartridge with the 30-06 that they already had a ton of firing in their BARs and their 1903s, so they actually made this the P17 and chambered it in 30-06. So what you're looking at here is a 1917 dated receiver and a 1917 dated barrel of the model of 1917 Eddystone rifle chambered in 30-06, so the P17. It goes by a wide variety of names, but I believe the Americans called this the British gun and were issued this because these were made in the US, chambered in the 30-06 cartridge, but with that infield design. Enough talking about it. Let's take some shots and see how it does. I fired this guy and actually got third place in a military surplus rifle match about 7 or 8 years ago when I was first getting in the guns with no experience whatsoever. And ever since that match, I've wanted one for my collection and I finally got one. So let's shoot this thing. So I've got 5 rounds loaded up and I am really excited to shoot this rifle. You are literally witnessing its very first shot. So again, one of my first times using Gunbroker, we'll see if I'm happy. I mean, so far this rifle looks great, but let's see how it functions. Guys, this thing is really nice. It's a tack driver too, putting them all in the exact same spot on the steel. Such a cool rifle, and it seems to function great. The recoil impulse is pretty stiff because it is a 30-06, but it's not actually as bad as that jungle carbine I just reviewed. It's got a generous butt pad even though it is metal, and the weight of this guy is pretty hefty, so it does absorb the recoil. Let's take some more shots. Alright, I've got 5 more rounds loaded up. I'm going to try to fire some shots in a quick succession. We'll see how this does. Man, guys, this is awesome. Also, it kind of locks back in the last shot. The magazine follower prevents the bolt from going forward. This has such a long sight radius, and it's got such a thin front sight post and a very nice flip-up sight. This thing can really take shots at a distance. I love the craftsmanship of a rifle like this, and I can't believe how well it functions. And again, this was produced in 1917. So in summary, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of these videos where I talk about and try to acquire some more historic World War I and World War II rifles and handguns. I find this just a really cool piece of American history, and I find the 1917 a very unique rifle, and I'm really glad I have one to the collection. If I ever go back to those military surplus rifle matches, which I plan to at the CRPC, this is definitely going with me because it seems to be a tack driver and it seems to function great. So I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope it gives you another cool option for another piece of US history that you can add to your collection. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Awesome.